Today on The African Story. February is Black History Month in America. I tell you why and how Africans should also celebrate it. Did you know that this week in Africa, a young Elizabeth finds out that she is now the Queen of England while in a treehouse in Kenya? I can't wait to tell you more about that. Finally, in What's News in Africa, what is all this rivalry throughout the continent in music and in sports?
Nigerian, all the Nigerians come here.
Is it bordering on unhealthy competition? You really must watch to hear my tukobo. I am Miss Giving You What You Need, Gloria Ayo, and this is The African Story. What is news in Africa? We begin with 10 headlines you might have missed from the past week. Sad news in Namibia. Hage Geingob, the president of Namibia, passed away at the age of 82 at a hospital in Windhoek. The announcement was made by Namibian Vice President Nangolo Mbumba. Just last month, it was revealed by the presidential office that Geingob had been diagnosed with cancer. And right now, Mbumba is serving as acting president. Really sad stuff. In Kenya, liquid petroleum gas cylinders caused an explosion at an unauthorized depot located in a residential zone in Nairobi. The explosions triggered a devastating fire that went into the night and resulted in the deaths of at least 3 individuals and injuries to hundreds more. In Senegal, riot police deployed tear gas to disperse groups attempting to convene outside the parliament building. Now, these protests actually started because the president's sudden decision to delay elections was mind-boggling for everybody. While people were voicing their objections, legislators thought it was such a brilliant idea to talk about how to postpone the election from February 25th. And what this does is it extends President Macky Sall's term in office. Convenient. Meanwhile, in Nigeria, armed men fatally shot a traditional ruler, Segun Aremu. His wife and another individual were abducted. The incident all occurred at the monarch's palace. Very tragic stuff. So much sad stuff today, I'm sorry. In Sudan, the UN Food Agency has reported receiving information about people dying of starvation amid ongoing conflicts between opposing generals. What this is causing is an obstruction of the delivery of aid and food supplies to those who most desperately need them, the hungry populations. Likewise, according to the UK government, the situation in Ethiopia is deteriorating into a humanitarian catastrophe. Let that sink in. Over 3 million people in Ethiopia's north are experiencing severe hunger. It's so bad that this whole crisis has been compared to the devastating 1984 famine, during which 500,000 Ethiopians perished from starvation. How can we be back at this? In entertainment, renowned Kenyan actor Charles Ouda has died at the age of 38. As of the time of this recording, the specifics surrounding his passing have yet to be disclosed. But I do have some good news in entertainment. And on to something that is beyond historic. Africa held it down at the 66th Annual Grammy Awards. South Africa's own Trevor Noah hosted for the 4th time. Incredible work. And did you see Burna Boy perform? Oh, Burna, you keep topping it. And something else that we all clearly appreciate is that Best African Music Performance category, which was inaugural, and it was a massive win for all of us. And congratulations, Tyler. You're super talented, there's no doubt about it. You're electrifying in every way. And I don't understand why Fela's music was being played. Yeah, Fela had a song titled Water, but that was Tyler's moment. I don't know how and why that happened. But anyway, and about the competition, I would have been happy with whoever won. I mean, it's nice to have my country get represented. You know, we all want our countries to win. But I think more importantly, beyond all of that, it's important that we all celebrate the beauty in our diversity and the fact that a win for somebody is a win for everybody. And I know, we all have our views on who should have won and who we like and things like that. But I think beyond all that, the rivalry throughout the continent, I appreciate it, but I think it's so important that we keep it healthy, okay? These are rivalries that should bring us together. They should remind us that despite our differences, a win for any country is a win for all of us. There's great music throughout Africa, and with this new category, there's going to be a lot of stuff coming out. I can't wait to see it. You'll remember I told you. It's gonna be beautiful. I can't wait. In sports, here is an AFCON recap. Following their loss, Egypt sacked its head coach, Rui Vitória. We also had a historic moment. The first North African woman to referee, Butra Kabubi, made her mark. And back to this whole rivalry talk, many people looked forward to the match on Wednesday between Nigeria and South Africa. I guess because of the old Grammy win. But anyway, Nigeria won. Congratulations. I think it's just important, like I keep saying, let's keep the rivalry healthy. Great sportsmanship is very important. And finally, still in sports, Nigeria's Asisat Oshoala has made a move to Bay FC from FC Barcelona. Asisat is a recipient of the African Women's Footballer of the Year award. She actually won it 6 times. And now she's signed a 3-year deal with her new club. Congratulations, Asisat, yay! The month of February is Black History Month. Did you know that this month also affects Africans? We will discuss when I return. In the meantime, please feel free to share any tukobo you have in the comments below on anything I have shared. It is The African Story. Hey, are you looking for quality groceries at affordable prices? Then look no further. I present to you A-Life Tropical Market. Yes, we're talking wholesale, retail, whatever it is you need, they got it. And if you're talking about impeccable customer service, listen, I'm not going to hype something unless I absolutely believe in it. Their customer service is top notch. And if you're looking for home delivery, look no further, A-Life Tropical has got you. They have African and Caribbean foods, whatever it is you need, meat, fish, small chops, yes, small chops, provision, snail, goat, whatever it is. And if they don't have it, just simply ask for it and I assure you they'll hook you up. All you have to do is call this number 470-469-2836. That number again is 470-469-2836. And yes, they're available on WhatsApp. So check them out today, A-Life Tropical Market, and tell them Gloria sent you. Holla! February is Black History Month. This month is a month to reflect on and honor the achievements, the struggles, the contributions of African Americans to society. So, why should Africans, who may not even necessarily have the same historical connection to these events, why should Africans also appreciate and celebrate Black History Month? One aspect that has concerned me for many years, it's really bugged me, and it's actually been a driving force behind the creation of the African story, is this disconnect between Africans and African Americans. I actually hope to explore this some more. And while there is a connection, it could certainly be more substantial. You see, African history and African American history are so intertwined in many ways. Firstly, millions of Africans, as we all know, were forcibly brought to the Americas through the transatlantic slave trade. Their descendants, as a result, played a crucial role in helping shape American culture and society. So by recognizing African American history, Africans can better understand this shared history of resilience and determination in the face of adversity. People like Kwame Nkrumah from Ghana, Patrice Lumumba from the Democratic Republic of Congo were prominent leaders in the African independence movements. And People like them actually helped inspire African Americans in their own fight for civil rights. Pan-African movements like the Harlem Renaissance and leaders like Marcus Garvey emphasized the importance of solidarity among people of African descent worldwide. So with understanding, we can all educate ourselves more about African American history, read books, watch documentaries, have conversations like this one. The more we do things like that, we all can help promote unity and cross-cultural understanding. I would like to emphasize that Black History Month is not just an American or even a North American celebration. It's a global recognition of the contributions of people of African descent. Did you know that Queen Elizabeth found out that she was the Queen of England while in a treehouse in Kenya? I can't make this stuff up. I will share that and more fascinating history from across the African continent on This Week in Africa.
Love what you see? Do you want to see more? Then follow me on all social media platforms right now.
February 4, 1968, the exodus of Asians in Kenya. Now, following Kenya's halt in issuing work permits to foreigners, about 1,500 Kenyans of Asian origin relocate to the United Kingdom. This causes an immigration dilemma for the British government, and the policy of Africanization in Kenya also forces these Asian individuals to shut down their businesses and even go as far as liquidating their assets. 1999, Amadou Diallo is killed. 4 NYPD officers from the street crime unit mistakenly shoot unarmed Amadou Diallo, a Guinean immigrant in New York, 41 times on his apartment steps after they mistake him for some criminal. This incident causes widespread public outrage, and the officers are acquitted of murder charges. The Diallo family won a $3 million wrongful death suit against New York, and the case has been influential in music and art, highlighting ongoing issues in law enforcement. Very sad stuff. Just killed that man for nothing. February 5, 1862, the United States recognizes Liberia. Under the leadership of President Abraham Lincoln, the United States eventually acknowledges Liberia's sovereignty. Liberia, the first modern-era independent nation in Africa, had been self-sufficient and self-governing for 15 years. However, recognition was delayed due to the opposition from U.S. lawmakers in southern states where African individuals were slaves. These legislators had even gone as far as opposing granting diplomatic status in Washington to Black Africans. It was that deep. 1955, South Africa. 60,000 Black South Africans are rendered homeless. About 60,000 Black South Africans are kicked out of their homes in the western areas of Johannesburg. This happens due to an unfair law called the Group Areas Act. This act is all about separating people based on their race. Essentially, the government wants these areas just for white people. And then they rename the place Triumph. Like, pretty harsh, right? Anyway, that's one of the crazy things that was happening during apartheid. February 6, Sierra Leone. The first big group of freed slaves from the United States set sail from New York, heading to Freetown in Sierra Leone. This whole trip was mostly planned by the American Colonization Society, a group that was actually started by Reverend Robert Finley, a Presbyterian minister. God bless that man's soul. The whole idea was to help African Americans who were once enslaved go back to Africa. The US Congress also chipped in and supported the return of Africans who were brought to the US illegally, especially after the slave trade had been banned years before. 1952, Kenya. Princess Elizabeth becomes Queen Elizabeth. Princess Elizabeth learns of the passing of her father, King George VI, while in a treehouse during a tour of Kenya. She immediately becomes Queen Elizabeth II and heads to London that same day Interesting, right? In 2018, one of 3 long-lost paintings which gained legendary status after remaining hidden for many years is found in a flat in North London. The artwork, created in 1974 by Nigerian painter and sculptor Ben Enwonwu, portrays Adetutu Ademiluyi, a princess from Ife, Nigeria, famously known as Tutu. This artwork is culturally significant in Nigeria, having been created after the Nigerian Civil War, and some even view it as a symbol of reconciliation between the Nigerian government and Biafran separatists. Enwonwu had painted a trio of Tutu paintings, and while this one has been found, there are actually 2 others that are missing. And these paintings are actually very popular in Nigerian households, so to have the original is a big deal. The rediscovered painting is subsequently auctioned in 2017 in London, fetching over £1 million. 1962, the Sharon Massacre. A severe case of police brutality occurs in Paris, when 9 demonstrators protesting the secret armed organization and the Algerian War are killed. About 30,000 Algerians and Parisians gather to push for an end of France's war in Algeria. This all happens at the Charonne metro station, hence the name, and police end up opening fire and killing 9 people. February 9, 1897, Nigeria. Britain invades Benin, then calls it an expedition. The British launch a punitive expedition against the Kingdom of Benin in modern-day Nigeria. This is in response to an earlier ambush on a British delegation. The British forces capture Benin City, they loot and they destroy significant cultural heritage, including the famed Benin bronzes. You may have seen them in photos. This event leads to the end of Benin's independence, its integration into the British Empire, and highlights the harsh realities of European colonialism in Africa. 2023, South Africa, the electricity crisis. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa declares a national state of disaster to address the severe electricity crisis caused by daily blackouts. February 10, 1957, Sudan. AFCON kicks off. Yes, it is AFCON season, but here's some trivia for you. The inaugural Africa Cup of Nations kicks off in Khartoum, Sudan this week. Only 3 teams participate though, Egypt, Ethiopia, and Sudan. South Africa is also supposed to participate, but they get disqualified due to apartheid. And guess who wins this first edition? Egypt. February 4 is Liberation Day movement in Angola. On this day, Angola honors the achievements of the People's Movement for the Liberation of Angola when they successfully stormed a Luanda jailhouse to free detained leaders of the independence movement. All right, Angola. February 5 is National Unity Day in Burundi. Now, what is this about? You might ask. Well, it's an annual public holiday celebrated that marks the long history of civil war, genocide, and ethnic cleansing in Burundi. And one beautiful thing about it is that it serves as a reminder and a commitment towards the reconciliation of the Tutsi and Hutu communities. Yes, Hutus and Tutsis are 2 of the major ethnic groups in Burundi, and they too, interestingly, had a genocide because of ethnic differences. Their genocide was actually in 1972, and some have called it Burundi's darkest year, 1972. Finally, February 4 is World Cancer Day. Interestingly, Africa, the cradle of humanity, holds the earliest record of human cancer. But let's even move beyond that to discuss a concerning trend in Africa. Sub-Saharan Africa faces a distinct set of common cancers, many of which are as a result of infections. Reportedly, cancer deaths in Africa are projected to more than double by 2040, reaching approximately 1.4 million deaths per year. So we need an increase in awareness about cancer, along with its prevention, detection, and treatment methods. Anyway, Bloom 86 Media was the editor and technical director. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and share your tukobo on anything we've discussed right here in the comment section. I truly appreciate you for tuning in. Until I come your way again, stay true, stay kind, stay beautiful. This is The African Story.
Hola, do you want more contents like this? Then I need your help. You see that subscribe button? Yeah, it's right there, right under this video. All I need is a click. With your subscription, the algorithm becomes more favorable and it helps spread the word faster, and then I get encouraged to do even more contents like this. Get it? See? And please make sure you tell everybody you know to also subscribe. I truly, truly appreciate you. Keep it locked.